It's time to unbox some new. Well, I've had it for a while, but I kind of wanted to try and make the best unboxing video that I could, on top of being an overview and impressions and a review all in one. So let's go ahead and say hi to Xbox Series X. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, and welcome to the video, everyone. I'm Mekel Kasanova. I'm a Hawaii content creator. I'm host of Hawaii's #1 podcast, the Kasanova Podcast, available on all major podcasting outlets. We're back with another video, and yeah, we're unboxing, doing an overview, setup, and impression of the Xbox Series X or SX. I know it's just sexy. Let me put it in view. There you go. See that big, beautiful Xbox Series X. I've actually had this for a while and decided to, put my video out now. I know a lot of people tend to, when it comes to videos, try to rush and get it out the gate. Sometimes you have to, and other times it pays to be patient and make a quality video over quantity. Or if you're good enough, you can probably do both. But we're gonna dive into this. And the thing about this is you're probably gonna want something, if you're a content creator, streamer, YouTuber, you're making reviews or streams with this bad boy or in PlayStation 5, you're gonna wanna need one item that's going to give you the maximum benefit of your new console, and that's the AVerMedia Live Gamer 4K. If you want to pick one of these up, I have a link for it down in the description below. And if you don't have the capability of putting this in your computer, let's say you've got a mini ATX, or you've got one of those pre-builts that doesn't have any space, or you're just using your laptop, there's another solution for you. Enter the AVerMedia Live Gamer Ultra. Now this right here is an external capture device that you can utilize. It gives you pretty much the same functionality as the Live Gamer Ultra, with the caveat being that you can't do up to 240 Hertz. It's just not possible with this. But hey, it still serves its purpose. If you want to get either of these devices, I'll leave a link in the description down below. But let's go ahead and get into the main appetizer, which is, well, appetizer or course, the main meal, which is the Xbox Series X. Let's dive into it. Okay, so we've got the Xbox Series X right here. This is the box. You're gonna get a little shaky cam here just because of the way we've got the setup going, but this is the Series X. It can do 4K at 120 frames per second. So 1 terabyte SSD. This is the front of the box. I'll show you guys each of the sides. So we've got the side here, which is fairly long. Turn it that way so you guys can see. And then I'll show you guys the other side of it. See here. Now granted, I'm working with a very confined space here, but let's go ahead and look at what it says here. So it says 4K gaming up to 120 frames per second, 8K HDR, 1 terabyte SSD. It's got Xbox Velocity architecture, and it has variable refresh rate and 4K Blu-ray. So this is really nice. So what it includes, you've got the console, you've got the controller, you've got the high-speed HDMI cable, and it has Wi-Fi connectivity. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and flip this on the back. It's got Master Chief. I'm sad because this is supposed to be a launch title. So this is the back of it. As you can see here, this is Power Your Dreams. It says the fastest, most powerful Xbox ever. And then it states here, it says redefine speed with the Xbox Velocity architecture. It says play thousands of games across 4 generations of Xbox, which is, to me, I know people say backwards compatibility is not a selling factor. I think it is. And it says unlimited access to 100 plus high quality games with Game Pass. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut this open so we can get into it. I mean, there are tabs where technically I don't even need to cut it. I could just lift these tabs here. Lift it up. And then lift this up. Sorry for the shaky hand. All right. Yeah, so I actually don't even need to cut anything. Literally. Pull these tabs off. Okay. So let's flip it on the top. Reposition here. So we got it in the frame. So all I need to do now is lift up. Oh, it's quite a lot here. All right. So we're going to have to improvise because this is taller than I thought it was. So I'm going to turn it on the side here so you guys can see what's in here. So this says power your dreams, right? So I'm only having it sit this way just because of the angle. So this is the Xbox Series X here. So I have to make sure this comes down correctly. I don't want it hitting any keys. But this is the Series X. Let's pull the console out. And then we'll put this to the side. See here, this is a card. Shows you how to utilize the Xbox and the controller. And then what else is in the box? I think that's it for this section. As soon as I get this big box out the way, it'll be a lot easier for me to maneuver around. All right, so we've got the power cable. So this is the same as the Xbox One X. We've got the high speed HDMI cable, which is what you're going to want to use with the Series X. Then you've got your pamphlet, your information and whatnot. And then if we pull this out, we have the controller. Ooh, this feels nicer than I thought it would. Okay, so this is, and I want to, for the sake of comparison, this is my Project Scorpio Edition Xbox controller. So let me take off the chat pad so I can do a comparison of the two controllers. So very similar in many ways, roughly same size, right? So it has a textured grip, whereas the Project Scorpio Edition Xbox One controller doesn't have that. This D-pad feels substantially better than this one. On the Xbox One controller, you've got the share button, but everything else is virtually identical. So difference is this uses micro USB. This uses USB Type-C for charging. It's got the same, literally the same IO as so it seems like I could actually take my chat pad from my old Xbox controller and boom, it works with the new Xbox controller. Imagine that. And then the other thing that we have in here, probably going to be the AA batteries. Yeah, I was right. So if I'm correct, the play and charge system that is utilized in the previous Xbox controller should theoretically work with the new controller. I'm feeling like I want to test that out. So let's go ahead and put this in. It slots in the same, so there's no difference. And let's see. It works. Okay, so for anyone, if you currently have a play and charge system, you do not need to buy or play and charge kit. You just need the battery pack. You don't need to buy anything else. Okay, so you can effectively save some money there and not buy a new one. Yeah, just got the standard battery, so I don't need to open that. All right, so that is the controller. It feels like an Xbox controller. So let's compare the two. These are in comparison to this. I feel about the same. Now this D-pad, I'm gonna have to definitely test out this D-pad in some fighting games, but I like the pressure sensitivity of the triggers. It feels way more. And another thing too, in comparison to the Xbox One controller, this isn't just like regular plastic. This is texturized grip on the back triggers. So yeah, I dig it. So main event time. Let's go ahead and get the console. So this is the Xbox Series X. So let's go ahead and take the top off. I actually thought this would be, based off of what we saw, I thought it was a bigger console than what it was. This is not that big. All right, so let's look at the I/O in the back. So you've got your HDMI out. You've got your power cord, your serial port for, storage expansion is here. You've got your Ethernet, and you've got your two SSD ports on the back. Plus you have a Kensington lock. The differences between this and the Xbox Series X, well, the Xbox One X, as you can see the difference in the I/O. Now, very similar, same AC adapter. You only have one HDMI out, so you can't do what you could do with the Xbox One X with the ability of, plugging in another console or entertainment. So they took that feature out. Again, two USB ports. You have your line out, and then you've got optical, and you've got your ability to use the Ethernet. Now, they took out the optical, the line out, and the additional HDMI cable on the Xbox Series X. So I kind of lament that because I'm going to miss that. But if we were to stand them up, they are virtually the same height, which is interesting. Now let me clear out some way so that we can see the size difference. So this is the top of this. What's interesting is they're about the same weight as one another. So they're the same, roughly. The Series X is a little bit taller. slightly. So you can see the difference there. And then if we look at the front, this is the front. So that's the difference right there. So again, same I/O, disk drives. So I'm assuming this is the sync button, just like this. Yeah, so sync button, USB, eject, and power. All right, so we've got that comparison. And for reference, because I'm not sure if I showed it earlier, but it says power your dreams. And that's it. So yeah, this is the Xbox Series X. So I can lay it on its side, I can stand it up, and yeah, let's go ahead and get this powered up, connect it, and we'll go from there.
Light.
So that is the unboxing, setup, overview, and honestly, this is the part where I'm going to review. I'm going to just straight shoot to you guys about what I think of the Xbox Series X. Is this going to be my primary platform for gaming? Now look, there are people who like to do the whole console war thing, which I actually find to be very interesting because honestly, I just view myself as a gamer. If there's a platform that has a game that I want to play, I'm gonna get the platform so I can play the game. That's just kind of how I view it. Now, is this the most powerful console that's out? Yes, the PlayStation 5 is not even touching this. However, there are gonna be games that dives into like the one area that the Xbox Series X has a bit of a shortcoming in, and it's both true. The shortcoming is its lack of games, but the benefit is you've got 4 generations of consoles worth of games to play on this bad boy. Now, if you're looking for stuff like Godfall, Spider-Man Miles Morales, or, you know, Sackboy, you're not going to get that on here. The closest equivalent to Sackboy is going to be New Super Lucky's Tale. As far as Godfall, we don't know. That may come to Xbox Series X. We're not going to be getting, you know, you're not going to be getting Spider-Man on the Xbox Series X. But there are other games that you can play that kind of are similar. I mean, if you want a superhero game, you've got the Arkham series. You got the upcoming Arkham Knights. There are a lot of games that are going to be coming to both platforms, and I just really want to emphasize to people, it's really hard to say which is better than the other. There are going to be different features and benefits to one or the other, and honestly, Quick Resume is a game changer. That alone, I did not realize how amazing that is until I actually used it myself. Now, I will say this, and this is something that if you're like me and you use like a HDMI selector, this is the part you're probably going to want to pay attention to, because when it comes to the HDMI selectors, they have a cap of about 4K at 60 Hertz. They're not going to allow you to do 1440p at 120 frames or 144 frames or 240 frames. They're not going to let you do 4K at 120 frames. They have a limitation, is primarily because they are on they're not up to date yet. So if you're using capture cards and you want to record footage or stream your game at a higher refresh rate than either 4K 60 or 1440p at 60, you're gonna need to make sure you invest in some HDMI either 2.0 or 2.1. And when it comes to monitors, we don't really have any monitors that have HDMI 2.1, and primarily at this point right now, it's only high-end TVs that have HDMI 2.1. So honestly, I'd say go run to, like, you know, whatever electronics store you have and get a HDMI 2.1 or 2.0 if you can, or even go on Amazon. I'll leave some links to some cheaper, well, you know, they work, they're just not a name brand HDMI 2.1 cables that you can utilize that allow you to push to a higher frame rate if you're going to play in 1440p, which is to me the sweet spot. Now, capture cards, you're definitely going to want to use HDMI 2.1 or 2.0. That way you can make sure you're getting that higher refresh rate. Now, like I said, as far as controllers goes, honestly, this is my favorite controller. This, hands down, is my favorite controller. I know I said this was my favorite controller, but this is the GOAT. A couple reasons for that. The D-pad is just glorious. I play platformers and fighting games more than anything else. And being able to play 2D side scrollers and 2D fighting games and 3D fighting games with such an amazing D-pad. This took the evolution of what the original Xbox Elite controller had with its customizable disc thing. Although that was nice, it wasn't too great. They took it up to a new level, because what's the one thing that Microsoft has always been crapped on for? And it's terrible D-pads. And they finally fixed that with this controller. This is the best controller. And I know you've got the haptic force feedback in this and everything like that. It's cool. It's great. This is my GOAT. This is my GOAT. I love this controller. I absolutely love it. And I'm going to go pick up another one so I can have one for use when I play my Steam games. Yes, I do still have my Xbox One X Project Scorpio Edition and the Project Scorpio Edition controller, but I just want to upgrade to this. I want the new. I love that controller. But anyway, should you buy Xbox Series X? Completely up to you. I'm gonna say yes. If you've got the money to get it, or if you're not using your old consoles and you can trade towards it, then I would say go ahead and pick it up. If you're a big Xbox fan, you're gonna find a lot to love, especially, I know a lot of people are bashing Xbox out the gate because they're like, hey, you don't have all these games for it yet. But here's the thing, patience. Microsoft took that L last generation. You really think they're going to take another L? I don't think so. The amount of studios that they picked up, plus getting Bethesda. Come on now. And Fable's coming back. I'm just saying. I think there's a lot to love the new series of Xbox. Series S or Series X. I personally don't think you should go for the Xbox Series S. Lack of Ultra HD Blu-ray drive, the inability to use anything other than digital games, and the fact that 512 gigs, realistically speaking, about 400 to 300 gigs that you can use out the gate, that's gonna suck. I mean, this one, you got 800 gigs out of this 1 terabyte you can use, plus you've got the expandable cards you can use, which bring me back to the memory card days. Yeah, they're expensive as hell. There's no two ways about that, but they're gonna come down in price over the years. I'll say over the years, because it's probably going to be a while. It's a newer technology for consoles, not overall, but it's a newer technology for consoles that they're utilizing. So yeah, we just have to, we got to go with the flow. We got to roll with it. It's a new generation, and it is what it is. Other than that, solid. I love the console. I love the controller, and I think you'd enjoy it. I think you'll find a lot. Plus, Game Pass. Game Pass is so underrated. I know there's a lot of people who's like, oh, but I don't own those games. I can't play them. Look, if you've got a physical collection, dope. There's nothing wrong with this. You can do Game Pass for as little as $1 a month, or get into it for $1 for the first month. There's a little workaround where you can keep doing that up, but it's an excellent service. Plus, every first party game, which is something I think people are overlooking when they keep saying Xbox doesn't have any games. When those new games come out and you've got Game Pass and it's from a first party Microsoft studio, I'm just saying, you can just download it day one for free, plus Xbox Smart Delivery. And the fact that this upscales a lot of older games and adds additional benefits to them. The ability to utilize, quick resume, complete game changer, which is going to make me mad when I start going back over to PlayStation 5, because I can't quick resume. It's going to make me mad at my PC. Because I can't quick resume on PC games. Microsoft is ready. They came out the gate swinging, maybe not on the game front, but with 4 generations of games and 4 generations of consoles being able to be played on one device, that's a go. That's a major, major, major go. So, with that being said, those are my thoughts on the Xbox Series X. What are your guys' thoughts on the Xbox Series X? Is this a system that you want to pick up? Something you already have? Do you like it? Do you love it? Are you undecided on it? Whatever your thoughts are, let's get the conversation going in the comment section below. And if you want to take it a step further, let's get the conversation going in the Discord. So check out the link in the description for the Discord link. It's available for everyone. We have people from the game industry, tech industry, the voice acting, Hollywood industries as well, content creators, and people who absolutely just love video games and nerd culture. That being said, I'm Mekel Kasanova, Hawaii content creator, host of Hawaii's #1 podcast, and still the #1 podcast in the Pacific, the Kasanova Podcast. I interview a variety of people from the video game and tech industry, Hollywood voice actors, content creators, and more. So if you want to know more of the behind the scenes of your favorite industries, check out the show. It's available on every single platform. If you like it, leave a rating, leave a comment as well. Let us know what you like, what you didn't like, and all that in between. And if you're looking for brand new streams, I stream every single week on twitch.tv/Mekel Kasanova. I'm a variety streamer. Primarily, I do focus on Final Fantasy 14, but I do like to play a lot of other games too. I will definitely be playing a lot of Xbox Series X, a lot of PlayStation 5, and a lot of Steam games there. So check me out over there. And I can't really forget about Switch. I'm going to be streaming some Switch games too. Definitely check me out over there for good times, good people, good laughs. And other than that, I got nothing else to say. Catch me on the socials. Y'all see them right here. And yeah, if you want to pick up an Xbox Series X, or if you want to get the capture cards or any of the things I've mentioned in this video, links will be down below. I have my AVerMedia affiliate link, so if you pick it up, I do get a little bit of a kickback. They're not telling me or paying me to do this review. This is all my own words, but it does go back into the channel. And if you want to use Amazon, I've got the Amazon affiliate links as well for everything. But with that being said, I hope y'all have a great one. Deuces wow, too sweet, be the elite. I'll see you on the next one. Peace, and above all, happy gaming. I'll see you. So you made it to the end of the video, and I really want to say mahalo for making it to the end of the video. It means a lot to me that you've done so, and I hope that if you made it this far that you enjoyed the video. And if you did, I want you to hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already if you want more content like this. We've got not only video game reviews, we got podcasts, we've got all kinds of content. Like there's a whole lot that I could dive into, but there's a whole lot here, and I really want to thank you guys for coming through and for sticking through to this part of the video. So again, thank you. Mahalo, mahalo. Like, share, comment, and join our community. So that being said, thank you again for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day.